concrete, we pause at the turn. Footsteps hush like time forgot to burn. Your eyes hold thunder, my hands hold rain. 1,000 missed pages, yet the pull's the same.
Subway wind scatters tiny stars in our hair. Deja vu flickers, have we been here somewhere?
If memory is puzzle pieces drifting away, our hearts keep time in a steady sway.
Something like
Gravity threads through the crowd, a quiet hum beneath everything loud. If names are doors we lost in the night, let's knock once more in this blue light.
Tell me your name before the dawn rolls back.
Hold it like a light,
so we don't lose track.
even if memory
Fogs the winter glass. Say it, don't let it pass. Tell me your name,
then I'll say mine.
two echoes
Stepping into one line. Oh, say your name. I'll follow every syllable like flame.
Billboards turn to comet tails over the train.
Somewhere a siren never learned to complain.
We changed a town we barely recall. Now fade in
In a stairwell, whispers call. Your shadow fits the outer line of my day.
a silver thread pulling gray to away.
If yesterday's missing, we'll sing it again.
On pulses that rise and circle and blend.
Something unspoken gathers our feet. A pulse we meet where the city meets.
If letters blur, the sound remains.
Your voice a lantern through the rain.
Tell me your name before the dawn rolls back.
Hold it like a light,
So we don't lose track.
even if memory
Fogs the winter glass.
Say it,
Don't let it pass. Tell me your name.
then I'll say mine. Two echoes stepping into one line.
Maybe we were postcards lost in the mail.
Maybe we were comets learning to trail.
Twilight paints a doorway nobody taught.
Open it now.
Speak what we saw.
If time resets and stories rearrange, one truth survives, the vow to exchange.
Tell me your name, draw it in air,
I'll breathe it in,
and keep it there.
even if
Seasons shuffle the frame.
home is the warmth inside your name.
Tell me your name, loud and true.
I'll answer with mine and walk to you. If clocks forget the past we came,
Our steps remember.
say your name.
Tell me your name, and I'll say mine too.
On these stairs of tomorrow, I find you. There's a warmth on my palms from a hand I can't place, like a photograph trimmed from a larger face. Coffee rings circling names I can't read, but the rhythm of you keeps tapping in my sleeve. Elevators sigh and the skyline sways. Signals blink green like they know our ways. I count the stairs by heart, not sight. Something returns when I turn right. I trace the scene where present meets the past, a thread in the air that refuses to snap. If meaning is a pattern hidden in light, I'll stitch every spark till your outline is bright. Strands of memory pulling through the noise, spinning out a melody in ordinary joys. Even if the letters fade and pages come undone, I still know the cadence where two hearts run. Strands of memory skipping like a stone across the glassy river where the city moans. Catch the little tremors as the daylight bends. Follow them back to where it ends.
I keep sketches of places I swear we knew. Doorways that open to a shade of blue. A comet in a billboard turning slow, like the moment the world decided to grow. Shoelace knots and the train car hum, streetlight halos on a whispered drum. Your laugh is a detail I can't misplace. It echoes in corners I used to chase. I'm at the hush between the beats we keep, a line through the crowd, running bright and deep. If history is colored by a moving sky, I'll tilt my head until the stars reply. Strands of memory, pulling through the noise, spinning out a melody in ordinary joys. Even if the letters fade and pages come undone, I still know the cadence where two hearts run. Strands of memory, skipping like a stone across the glassy river where the city moans. Catch the little tremors as the daylight bends. Follow them, back to where it ends. Maybe we traded seasons, maybe we changed the town, maybe we left our names on rooftops looking down. If time erased the edges so the picture looks new, why do the smallest shadows still point me to you? I breathe, and the air shapes a half remember call. Not a word, just a hush before it falls. Lift me through the night, threading every window with forgiving light. Even if the letters fade and pages come undone, I still know the cadence where two hearts run. Strands of memory, gather, twist and tie around our moving footsteps as the taxis fly. When the future asks us where we once began, I'll answer with the feeling in my open hand. These strands of memory leading me to you again. These strands of memory leading me to you again.
Window glass turns oceans as a train pulls through. City lights like constellations breaking into view. I watch her past in ripples moving under steel, a photograph in motion that I almost feel. Bridges counting heartbeats, pillars blurred to lines. Billboards drift as comet tails across the brine. I don't recall the pages, but I know the turn, the place the river teaches memory to burn. Skyscrapers lean like listener above the track. Echoes on the current give the names we lack. If meaning hides in patterns that the water draws, I'll read the silver handwriting between the flaws. Trace on the river, chase the streaming lights. Follow every flicker, cutting through the night. Even if our letters washed away from shore, the current hums a cadence we have heard before. Trace on the river, write me line by line across the moving mirror where our shadows rhyme. If all I have is motion and a piece of sky, I'll trust the flow to carry us to where we tie. Ticket stubs and raindrops curl against my sleeve. Stations pass like chapters learning how to breathe. Your outline skates on windows stitching speed, a promise drawn in vapor that I almost read. Headlights bloom like lanterns in the waking rain. Steel and water harmonize beneath the train. Somewhere in the distance futures start to glow, as if we saved a town and never got to know. Guardrails on my melody, the wheels recite a simple vow repeating in the city's light. If memory is tidal and the banks are thin, I'll step from stone to stone until I step within. Trace on the river, chase the streaming lights. Follow every flicker, cutting through the night. Even if our letters washed away from shore, the current hums a cadence we have heard before. Trace on the river, write me line by line were just the warmth before a name is born. Trace on the river, pull upon the dark, draw the hidden syllables that light a spark. Even if the vowels scatter in the rain, I'll follow how the rhythm spells your shape again. Trace on the river, meet me where we start, underneath the bridges, beating like a heart. When morning drifts its gold along the bend, let every line converge and let it ride. We met. Trace on the river, carry us, be kind. I'll read you to the ending we were meant to find. Kataware Glow. Kataware Glow.
Twilight draws a second sun along the city spine. Windows catch a memory and bend it into lines. Shadows learn our silhouettes before we even speak. Somewhere in the space between the days and nights leak. Elevators breathe and Usher's stairwell holds its breath. Streetlights bloom like lanterns waking from a softer death. I don't recall the calendar, the hours come and go, but something in this fading light remembers what we know. Hold still, this edge of days where the border's thin, where every lost sorrow finds a way back in. If time is glass that cracks in slow motion snow, we'll read the fault lines shining in the Kataware Glow. Kataware Glow, where the sky forgets its name. Draw me from the after image, set my pulse aflame. Even if the histories rearrange and fall, meet me in the in-between and answer when I call. Kataware Glow, paint a doorway through the air. If the world divides in halves, we'll meet them in a pair. Hold me at the shoreline where the daylight slows. I'll find you in the fever of the Kataware Glow. Billboards drift like quiet flags, a comet learns to rest. Trains become a heartbeat under bridges in the west. Somewhere in a mountain town the night once turned aside. We saved 1,000 futures and forgot the single guide. I traced the outline of your laugh against the turning street. Footsteps rhyme with echoes where our scattered summers meet. Not a page, not a plan, just this tender undertow, pulling every nameless thought back into what we know. Lean close, the light is thinning, but the proof rings true. The moment holds a scene for us to step on through. If fate is written small across the evening snow, I'll read it with my fingers in the Kataware Glow. Kataware Glow, where the sky forgets its name. Draw me from the after image, set my pulse aflame. Even if the histories rearrange and fall, meet me in the in-between and answer when I call. Kataware Glow, paint a doorway through the air. If the world divides in halves, we'll meet them in a pair. Hold me at the shoreline where the daylight slows. I'll find you in the fever of the Kataware Glow. Maybe every hour has a hidden twin, a mirror made of breathing where the stories spin. Maybe we were letters that the wind unstitched, but sound survives the silence where the page was pitched. I listen, and the city turns to trembling gold. Not a word, just the warmth of something taking hold. Kataware Glow, let the city blur and bend. Write your shape in brightness I can trace again. Even if the seasons trade their roles and go, we'll anchor in the half-light where the river's slow. Kataware Glow, keep the doorway open wide. I'll step with you and leave the broken clocks behind. When the final color lifts and night begins to grow, say my name, I'll answer in the Kataware Glow.
Morning stamps the day in blue along the margin line. Coffee bloom, a circle dries beside a quiet time. I ride train at 8:02, you scribble window rain. Different pages, different rooms, the same unshaking vein. loose-leaf ghosts of ticket stubs are taped beneath my plans. Ink that tries to catch a voice that keeps escaping hands. I underline the nothingness that still can point to you. A fingerprint of sunlight in a crowded avenue. If every note we keep is just a breadcrumb through the air, then turn the page and tilt it, see the serif of a prayer. We never learned the chapter, but our footnotes still align. Two pens across the distance, tracing out a single line. Parallel diaries, same day, same sky, writing what the heart remembers when the words go dry. If the letters blur and the dates misled, our pulses sign the sentence that our pages need. Parallel diaries, left and right hands, margin whispers crossing like unspoken plans. Even if the story splits where timelines meet, we underline the promise where the pages agree. I list small weather changes, you draw maps of sound. Elevator signs, shoes that find familiar ground. Mechanical pencil tapping out a metronome of thought. A snapshot of a staircase that a dream once almost caught. Your laugh arrives in parentheses beside my grocery list. A smudge of silver graphite where a memory insists. I cut a corner calendar to mark a passing light. If it's the box you shaded on a bus last night. If every quiet habit is a doorway keeping time, then fold the spine and hold it, watch our edges rhyme. We didn't keep the epilogue, but signatures remain. A shadow of our handwriting running in the grain. Parallel diaries, same day, same sky, writing what the heart remembers when the words go dry. If the letters blur and the dates misled, our pulses sign the sentence that our pages need. Parallel diaries, left and right hands, margin whispers crossing like unspoken plans. Even if the story splits where timelines meet, we underline the promise where the pages agree. Maybe someone switched our notebooks once and we moved on unaware. Maybe time revised the layout, left the spine a little bare. Still the margins curve toward one another like a tide. Post-its flutter, arrows gather, pulling lines to coincide. I open to a blankness that already knows your name. Not spoken, but the pressure of a word that warms the frame. Parallel diaries, turn the page with me. Let the morning write the harmony we couldn't see. If the calendars scatter and the clocks misread, our footsteps make the punctuation we both need. Parallel diaries, meet me where they cross, in the quiet ink that finds us after loss. When the future asks how strangers learn to rhyme, we'll show the pages breathing on the same thin spine. Parallel diaries, yours beside mine.
If the comet slept and never split the sky, if sirens stayed unlearned and no one asked why, Will we still feel thunder where a name should be? A warmth in empty pockets, a key without a key.
I walk a town that breathes like it was born again. Fresh paint over postcards, rain on quiet tin. I don't recall the warning, only how it ends. Two futures folded into one the night it bends.
I hear the hush between the seconds that we kept,
A soft returning echo where our stories wept.
if history turned its head and let the moment pass, the feeling still remains, a pulse beneath the glass. If the comet slept and the night stayed whole, would the stars still draw his name to soul? Even when the pages fail to show, I follow the outline only hearts can know. If the comet slept and the sky stayed tame, I would still be reaching for your flame. Time can change its rivers, drift and reset, but the heart remembers what the mind forgets.
There's a field beside a shrine that feels like breath, where voices roll like summer over winter's death. Footprints in the gravel say we stood the same, though calendars deny it, though I lack the frame. Cicadas thread the daylight like a needle's plea. A distant bell keeps time in simple honesty. We saved 1,000 mornings no one knows to mourn, and lost the map that told us where our names were born. I touched the space a ring of light once wore, a seam in daylight opening a hidden door. If fate revised the margins, crossed our names in red, the feeling writes us back with every step we tread. If the comet slept and the night stayed whole, would the stars still draw his name to soul? Even when the pages fail to show, I follow the outline only hearts can know. If the comet slept and the sky stayed tame, I would still be reaching for your flame. Time can change its rivers, drift and reset, but the heart remembers what the mind forgets. Maybe mercy came disguised as ordinary rain, rinsing all the terror, leaving only stain. Maybe we were travelers borrowing a day, returning it made better than we put the map away. I can't recite the story, but I know the vow. When twilight tilts, I hear you even now. If the comet slept and the world moved on, we would still be music when the words are gone. Call me through the stillness, write me in your breath. I'll answer like a land awaking from its rest. If the comet slept and the sky stayed true, every quiet pathway curves me back to you. Even if the echoes scatter dim and set, the heart remembers what the mind forgets. Silence, let the city lift. Your name arrives a soft and certain gift. If the comet slept, we'd find the same duet, because the heart remembers what the mind forgets.
Morning combs the skyline with a brush of quiet gold. Crosswalks breathe in patterns only city hearts can hold. Monitors and windows trade reflections as we pass. Every pane a trembling echo on a sheet of glass. I don't recall the chapter, but I know the street by sound. footfalls like a soft duet that circles back around. A train below, a distant bell, a stairwell keeping time. Two pulses in the daylight, learning how to rhyme. Traffic draws a metronome beneath the moving light. A question in my chest that keeps unfolding right. If names or keys we lost but never stopped to see, then meet me where the avenues and bright lines speak. Tokyo, two heartbeats in one frame, threading through the towers like a quiet flame. Even if the letters blur and pages thin, the rhythm of the morning rides us back again. Tokyo, two heartbeats side by side, crossing with the crowd carried by the tide. When memory forgets the words we meant to keep, the timing says them softly through the city sweet. Two heartbeats low and near,
Under steel the meaning's clear. Turnstiles flick like shutter clicks across a rolling reel. Billboards fade to comet tails above the turning steel.
coffee steam makes circles that remember where we stood. Streetlight halos drift like proof we understood.
Your outline on the window fits the corner of my day. A silver thread of motion pulling shadows into gray.
Somewhere in a mountain town, the future changed its breath. We saved 1,000 mornings and stepped past the rest. Every stare remembers something even we let go. The handrail holds a warmth, the calendar's no show. With meaning rides the bass line, humming underground. Then feel it bloom between the beats we found. Tokyo, two heartbeats in one frame, threading through the towers like a quiet flame. Even if the letters blur and pages thin, the rhythm of the morning rides us back again. Tokyo, two heartbeats side by side, crossing with the crowd carried by the tide. When memory forgets the words we meant to keep, the timing says them softly through the city sweet. Maybe time rewound the skyline just enough to hide the seam, left the truth in tiny pulses only felt between.
If every choice we couldn't name still leads us into place, the city's hush will guide us to a familiar face. Junkie, two heartbeat with brush hats, muted baby losses drawing closer here. If memory erases all the names we know, our steps will write the headline in electric glow. Tokyo, two heartbeats rise and slow, meeting at the crosswalk where the signals flow. When morning turns the sirens into gentle sleep, we'll stand inside the cadence we were meant to keep. Tokyo, two heartbeats keeping us in reach. Streetlights fade to paper moons above the waking train. Billboards turn to afterglow that rinses out the rain. I hold a frayed elastic from a notebook long ago. It stretches like a memory that still refuses no.
Crosswalks bloom in stripes of gold, the city starts to yawn. Somewhere in the hush I feel a line pulled toward the dawn.
I don't recall the message, only how it felt. A steady tug that told my drifting hours where to melt.
If meaning hides in fibers running underneath our days, I'll follow every filament through folded streets and haze.
The night loses quietly, the sky and breeze alone.
cannot see is humming into song. Thread tied to dawn, pulling us through, looping every skyline back to me and you. Even when the letters blur and calendars are wrong, I feel the gentle tightening that says we still belong. Thread tied to dawn, bright and thin, running through the traffic till the light falls in. Name me, I'll answer, call me, I'll run. We're not into the morning where our futures come.
Escalators murmur like a chorus under glass. Coffee steam writes cursive that the window lets pass. Your outline falls into the lift of waking air, a shadow made of certainty that waits for me there. I kept a map of nothing but the places feet recall. Corner turns and stairwell bends that mean the most of all. If time revised our margins and erased the proof we drew, the fiber in my chest still ties itself to you. The city holds attention like a bell about to sing, the quiet just before the first illuminated ring. If fate is woven lightly where our footsteps meet, then feel it gather warmly underneath the beat.
Thread tied to dawn, pulling us through, looping every skyline back to me and you. Even when the letters blur and calendars are wrong, I feel the gentle tightening that says we still belong. Thread tied to dawn, bright and thin, running through the traffic till the light falls in. Name me, I'll answer, call me, I'll run. We're not into the morning where our futures come.
Maybe we were rescued by a seeming ordinary time.
Maybe all the bravest words were written without rhyme.
I hold the end you cannot see, you hold the end I miss.
Between our open hands, the daylight makes a kiss.
If yesterday is silent,
Let the fiber carry sound, a quiet vow that travels where the sun turns round. Thread tied to dawn, lift and release, gather every scattered page into a piece. Even if the story bends and chapters rearrange, the line between our pulses never has to change. Thread tied to dawn, gold and clear, pulling through the sleepless streets that brought us here. When morning writes the skyline with a softer tone, we'll read the night between us and at last be known. Morning holds its breath between the lanes of light. Crosswalks wait like questions balanced white on white. There's a hush where trains with thunder under steel, a space that knows our names before the names are real. Billboards into afterglow, the sidewalks barely move. I listen for the shape of you inside the city's groove. I can't recall the sentence, only how it starts. A lifted note suspended over beating hearts. If every crowded moment leaves a pocket left to fill, then lean into the quiet, let the air stand still. I swear I hear a syllable that almost touches mine, a spark that wants an answer on the center line. Answering the silence, I call across the street, sending out a heartbeat till another heartbeat beats. Even if the pages blur and history forgets, I'll echo through the stillness with the promise that we kept. Answering the silence, steady, bright and true. If someone says my name in light, I'll know it's you.
oh, oh, Elevators pause, like lips about to speak. Steam on window glass, writes cursive pale and weak.
Your shadow brushes past me, softer than a clue. A photo card developing, but only in the blue. Footsteps turn to metronomes and neither of us lead. Two measures at a time that lean the way we need. I don't remember letters, just the reaching in the sound. The way a single breath can lift the city off the ground. The traffic fades to velvet, all the signals hold their notes. A hush that fits our outlines like a pair of borrowed coats. If meaning hides a negative of everything we hear, then let the quiet open till your voice appears. During the silence, I call across the street, sending out a heartbeat till another heartbeat meets. Even if the pages blur and history forgets, I'll echo through the stillness with the promise that we kept. Answering the silence, steady, bright and true. If someone says my name in light, I'll know it's you. Maybe fate is softer than the stories ever told, a patient ringing overtones that never quite grow old. Maybe we were comets once that learned a gentler flight, returning as a whisper that can carry through the night. Close my eyes, the crowd becomes a choir made of air. Not a word, just invitation, asking me to dare. Answer in the silence, I lift my name to you, let it cross the avenue like opening of doors. Even if tomorrow rearranges all the frames, the echo finds its home inside our steady names. Answering the silence, clear as morning blue. I hear you in the quiet, and the quiet hears me too. When everything is motion and the city starts again, we'll meet inside the space where hush becomes a friend. Answering the silence till the silence answers back.
Morning spills like quiet gold across the avenue. Crosswalk stripes unfolding like a path towards you. Window glass remembers us in after image light. Two outlines in the traffic, learning how to ride.
I don't recall the letters, but I know the tone, a vow that hums beneath the noise, guiding me home. Escalators singing thirds, the subway breathes our cue. Every small machinery points me back to you.
If all the maps were folded and the headlines washed away, the body keeps a compass for the things the mind can say.
I feel the chord we started where the pages lost the frame,
A single note returning when I hear your name. Home is your name, ringing through the city air, finding me in crowded rooms and pulling up a chair. Even if the calendars forget the lanes we came, I'll follow the warm syllables. Home is your name, home is your name. Steady as a lighthouse flame, writing what the hands can't hold, the heart can still reclaim. When everything is shifting and nothing sounds the same, I know where I'm headed. Home is your name.
bridges count our heartbeat as the river moves below. Billboards fade to comet trails that soften as they glow. I track the little tremors where the present meets the past, a silver threaded footstep that invites me in at last.
Your shadow fits the corner the way sunlight fits the floor. The city's wide and infinite, but I've been here before. We saved 1,000 mornings we were never taught to keep, yet every rescued echo walks me through the deep.
Every door is nameless till a voice becomes the key.
Then speak and let the lock turn with a quiet certainty.
I hear the hallway breathing and the stairwell say my claim.
The hinge of time swings open when I hear your name. Home is your name, ringing through the city air, finding me in crowded rooms and pulling up a chair. Even if the calendars forget the lanes we came, I'll follow the warm syllables. Home is your name, home is your name. Steady as a lighthouse flame, writing what the hands can't hold, the heart can still reclaim. When everything is shifting and nothing sounds the same, I know where I'm headed. Home is your name.
Maybe fate is gentle, sowing daylight into seam. Maybe we were comets, learning how to dream.
The stories lose their titles and the ink begins to fade.
The melody remembers every promise that we made.
I stand inside the quiet where the city turns to blue.
Not a script, just breath,
then I hear you. Home is your name, draw it in the waking sky. Let it cross the avenue and meet me eye to eye. Even if the seasons trade and chapters rearrange, the center stays unbroken though